If your best friend recommends you to buy something because it changed their life, you're most likely going to purchase that product. And that's exactly why influencer marketing is so powerful. Hey guys, what's up? In this video, we'll be talking about how to get free, real-life influencer shoutouts. So I know a lot of people, when it comes to Shopify dropshipping, they're always talking about shoutouts and reaching out to fan accounts, but no one's actually giving guys the real guide on how to get shoutouts from real people. And real accounts are where you get the highest conversion rate, just because you're dealing with people who've built a following of people that trust what they believe in. For example, if I go ahead and recommend you guys an app to use, you guys sort of trust what I recommend, and as a result, you'll go ahead and use that app. That's the exact same thing with real life influencer. Whereas if you're following a fan account without a face behind it, whatever they recommend or shout out, you're not likely, or you won't be as likely to go ahead and purchase and go ahead and follow that recommendation. And that's why real life influencer are very powerful. And if you guys watch to the very end, I go ahead and show you guys how to go ahead and send your products to these influencers, how to get them to actually shout out your product in the whole tutorial. Before we get into the video, let's announce last video's winners for $1,000 worth of courses or giveaways. The winner's here. If you guys want to qualify, all you have to do is drop a comment below, follow me on Instagram, hit the notification bell, be subscribed, like this video, and I'll be picking the best comment every single video. Other than that, let's get right into the video. So free influencer shoutouts. Size. You're looking for people roughly around the size of 50 to 500k followers. That's sort of a size where it's affordable and you'll be able to get free shoutouts. Strategy 1. What you want to do is you want to send free samples to micro influencers that are 50 to 500k in following. And you want to message them and be like, hey, we love your content and we think you would love this product and we would love to send it to you to try it out. Be very cool, be very genuine. And you want to make sure that you're able to use fast shipping. What would happen is once they receive this item, especially if you have fast shipping, they'll go ahead and take a photo, put it on their story and say something like, shout out to X company for sending me this product. I love it, or can't wait to try it. So what you're looking at is 1 out of 3 people you give free products to will go ahead and actually do this. So let's say your cost of goods is say $5 to $10. It's gonna cost you $30 for a shout out from a real influencer completely for free, which is insanely cheap. Remember, people will pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get people to shout out their product. Whereas you can just send a bunch of people free stuff, 1 in 3 would actually go ahead and give you a free shout out, and it's only gonna cost you the initial cost of goods. That's why this strategy is so powerful. And then, all you have to do is send it to 3 different people, and then 1 would go ahead and shout out your product. Everyone wants free items. Obviously, 2 out of 3 would be lazy and wouldn't go ahead and post or give you recognition. But the 1 that does will make back the money that you lost on the initial 2 that didn't. Strategy 2, straight up negotiate a deal. Say something like, we want to send you this product. If you like it, we would love to pay you to post it on your feed. How much do you usually charge? Just be straight up. That's strategy number 2. And these micro influencers, they'll definitely have a really good price. And you're looking for those influencers that are undervalued. Like, they've gotten 70k, 100k, and no one's ever reached out to them. So they're gonna accept the first shout out for like $100. Whereas you're paying $100 for like a fan page that has a few 100,000 following, but the quality of that audience is nowhere near a real life influencer's 100k worth of followers. And $100 for 100k, that's a hella steal. Why do this? 1, the audience knows and trusts the influencer having a personal connection to that person. You follow Kylie Jenner, you follow Renato, you follow Kevin Hart, you follow Joe Rogan. You follow these people after watching so many of their content, after watching so many of the Instagram posts, you build this connection to them as if you sort of know them, as if they're your best friend. When they recommend you something, you're gonna likely do it. If your best friend recommends you to buy something because it changed their life, you're most likely gonna purchase that product. And that's exactly why influencer marketing is so powerful. They're able to create this best friend connection with hundreds and millions of people. 2, This is similar to warm retargeting audience. You know how when it comes to Facebook ads, you retarget people who've been to your store, or you retarget people who abandoned checkout, and then the ROAS on that is insanely high. You're getting like 5 to 6x ROAS. That's exactly what it is like for an influencer to market your product to their own audience. You're literally marketing to warm retargeting audience, and the ROAS is insanely high and it's insanely powerful. 3. People would buy something straight away if someone they look up to is recommending it. And that's pretty straightforward. If someone that you get advice from, listen to, someone that you follow gives you advice and tells you to do something, after being indoctrinated for months at a time, just seeing content after content after content, you're gonna really trust what they say, and what they say has high authority. And that's why influencer marketing is insanely powerful. Now, how to go ahead and find influencers? So first, you want to start by just finding the 1 or 2 influencers that you know with 50 to 500k followers. Now, if you don't know anyone whatsoever, then you can just use the explore page on Instagram, scroll down and just check a bunch of influencers, check their pages, and you'll eventually find someone that's Insta micro famous with 50 to 500k followers. 2. Then once you find that one, you want to use the suggestion tab on that influencer to find more. And that's super powerful because the suggestion tab shows people similar to the influencer you're looking at. So if you have a micro influencer, the suggestion tab will show more micro influencers. And lastly, 3, you could check who these influencers are following. Most micro influencers follow other micro influencers, and you want to find one and eventually you just find a ton, and you just want to message them all, offering them all free items and do exactly what I said. But that's how you go ahead and find them. That's pretty straightforward. All micro influencers know each other, so you want to go through their following, you want to use the suggestion tab, you want to use the explore page, and it's sort of like a web. Once you find one, it would lead to a bunch of them. And another strategy is you could go to brand pages. Go to pages like High Smile, KO Watches, Fashion Nova, etc. And they do heaps of influencer marketing and find the influencers that are repping for these brands. Because these people are already used to getting free items. They're already used to posting, thank you for your free item, loved it. Like, these influencers are used to posting stuff on their story, and you go ahead and reach out to them and then find more. But I highly recommend you guys to find more low-key influencers that haven't done much deals, because people who are on KO Watches, Fashion Novas, High Smile, they're expensive. And sending them a free item, they're more sort of, cocky, since they've gotten a lot of paid shoutouts that they most likely wouldn't shout out your product for free. They might say yes just for the free product, but the chance of them shouting it out is much lower. But if you're able to get 1 in 5 or even 1 in 10 of these high-end influencers to shout out your product, you'll make your money back. Literally, the cost of good for 10 of your units is insanely cheap. Like, that's, let's say you sell something that costs like $5 to $10, let's say $7. The cost to send out 10 of them, that's $70. $70 for a high-end shout out is insanely worth. So even if you want to try this strategy on influencers with like over 500k following, you definitely can, and just play it with a numbers game. One story post can make back all the money that you spent sending out free items. Now, connecting with influencers, all you have to do is be nice, be genuine when hitting them up. Be cool. Don't make it like a business transaction. Don't copy and paste things. Be genuine. Be like, hey, I love your content. Could I please send you this product? You want to be cool. Ship out the product fast, because if it's going to take 2-3 weeks for them to get it, they're going to forget. They're not going to care. They're going to forget the nice messages you sent them, and they're not going to jump on the shout out as soon as possible. And 3, don't expect them to post your product. If you're sending them the product for free, already expect it as a loss, and don't be pissed when they go ahead and just ghost you and don't post your product. Like, it's just part of the game. It's a numbers game. Don't expect to not get rejected. Now, sending the products, what can you do? You do AliExpress e-packet. That takes super long. That's 1 or 2 weeks, and by then the person might forget. 2, you can find the exact same product on Amazon and send it to them with 2-day shipping. That's a pretty good strategy. And then on Amazon, you can find a bunch of sort of blank products from Amazon sellers that just sell blank versions of your product. It doesn't have their logo on it, and you can just go on Amazon or even eBay. eBay is also super good at that, finding a bunch of blank products from AliExpress that they can ship out in under a week. So those are two alternatives that you can do. But then, AliExpress e-pack, it also works pretty well, but the shipping time is a bit long. So those are two alternatives to get your product faster to the influencer. Question of the day: what's your thoughts on Instagram influencer marketing? I want to hear your thoughts. This is some next level shit that like people don't talk about. People are talking about like fan pages, influencer shoutouts, looking up like men's fashion pages. No one's talking about the real business and where the real money's at, and that's real influencer people. So I want to hear your thoughts about this. If you guys want these slides, they're completely for free. They're in the description and resources below. I know that a lot of people want to keep these slides on deck so they're able to watch it, go through it, check their notes, and that's exactly why I provide these slides completely for free. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the value I'm providing on this channel every single day. My goal is to drop as many golden nuggets as I can, and hopefully I'll be able to see you tomorrow with more value. Thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate your time. Peace.